나도 시골이 살던 대나무이시 암따노이시. Greetings, beloved. Welcome, welcome. I invite you to come deep into the temple of my heart, wherein I invite all beloveds from many realms to gather, for it is a time of creation where we gather together in the worlds of light, in the temple of my heart, within all hearts who love me, who love the divine. The gateway to my temple shines its light. Feel in your heart the love that thrives within you, that brings the grace of your light to shine. Beloved, I am here. Come in. Let us be together. Let us create together the vast rainbow colors of the new creation coming into form, pushing through the darkness and rising up, first within you, within your heart and mind, within your spirit, pouring through. Then within all those who, seeing your creations, come flocking, drawn by the beauty, by the compassion, by the love and the light, radiating out for all to see. I love you, my beloved. I see you. I bless you. Great beings of light are shining. Oh, so greetings, greetings. Welcome, dear ones. Blessings and peace.
Blessings and peace.
May the living spirit that is within all things come forward within you, that you may feel that light that shines from the source of your being, bringing you upliftment wherever you are. However much darkness is around you, you shine your light. For you are of the divine source, filled with light. And this is the light that you bring into your body, heart, and mind, in its special and unique form that this soul embodies within you, in this time and in this place. And can you see now so clearly why you are needed, why you have come to earth at this time? Can you feel within yourself the call of the great ones who say, come, join us in this great work of co-creation? Do you see around you a civilization, many civilizations, which are being undermined, which are falling apart, which are showing that they are built on sand? Can you feel how much is changing? Can you see through this destruction, this falling apart, this madness, craziness, irrationality, terror being broadcast everywhere? Do you understand that this does not make sense? To you especially, who seek the divine within you, who know what love is, you who are healers, light workers, artists, creators, can you see through this illusion of mad darkness or dark madness? Do you understand? It is your time. The time is now for you, each and every one, to open your eyes and see why you, uniquely you, are here. Throughout the long time of evolution of the human soul here upon the earth, these times have come, and many of you have been there. Those times have been called many things, have appeared in many forms. When you have been through such a time and you are the survivor of such times, that you have lived to tell the tale, that you have lived to seed humanity, to seed new life, new forms upon the earth, there are things you know within you that are speaking to you now, that are in a sense raising the alarm to say, this is a very extreme time of destruction, of creation, of transformation. What is transformation? It is where forms move across. They transit, they move across and become other forms. The energy of form is the light, is the love divine, is the goodness, the power that comes from the source of all goodness. So when that power has been degraded, has been stolen, replaced, removed, bashed to pieces, to the point where it is no longer representing the creator whence it came, well, what happens is the creator allows the dissolution, allows the falling away, allows, like the maggots upon the earth that come to feed upon a degrading carcass. So those energies that you see that are leeching, vampiric, parasitic energies coming to consume the remains of that degrading reality. But you look and you say, not I. I am not part of this degrading reality. I am the force of goodness arriving from the source of creation. My spirit is programmed to create the new. And so you feel uncomfortable being part of something degrading around you, something that no longer has goodness in it, that no longer makes any sense. It does not create resource for you. It does not love you or take care of you. It is a dying carcass that no longer has any nourishment for you. You are part of the new creation. It is within you. You have it within you. You know things. Perhaps you cannot yet voice them, but that is what I am here today to really encourage you to do, to start exploring. What is it that makes you feel uncomfortable? What is it that you know that perhaps you have not said yet about what you're experiencing at this peak time? What is your perception? I'm going to give you mine, but what you really need is your authentic experience. You need to be able to literally arrive with all of you and join the throng, the great hosts of ascended beings, angelic beings, deities, creator beings, who are surrounding the earth, pouring their energy and light into you, because this is your evolution. This is your time, you who have incarnated. And just as the old rotting carcass of a polluted mentality is being consumed by negative spirits who don't have anything, all they have is the negative energy produced by their destructive powers, that then you could say they regurgitate and try to get you again into their grasp of fear. You, on the other hand, have love, you have insight, you have divine presence, you have faith, you have power, real power, power of love, power of light. And equally, but positively and wonderfully, the beings of spirit come to you to enhance your light, to increase your power, to bring you tools, inspiration, ideas for a new way upon the earth. And more you are finding each other, and that is so important, to join a group such as this, or to understand other aspects of what is happening in your world, to understand what you can do to look after yourself, not to be a prey to the predators who seek to steal your light, who seek to confuse you, to try and find a way into your precious light body, to inseminate darkness, fear, doubt, delusion. That's why we are here, beloved ones, to help you embody into that true purpose of your soul's presence here on earth. So we work together, we work to support each other, and I really encourage you, you who come here, to connect with the spirit beings, ascended beings, and myself, Chung. I really encourage you to reach out and support each other, and especially, of course, if you can find those who live locally to you, to have physical contact, to do physical things, even if it's just to go for a walk and have a conversation, or perhaps plant some flowers or vegetables in each other's gardens. I encourage you to notice how you are discouraged from meeting with those of like mind, but find your way to do it anyway. Really understand the power of your physical presence upon the earth. That is why you're here, to have a physical, sensual, tactile, olfactory, visual presence upon the earth. You are here to experience your senses, to be in your physical body, and to have the great joys that that brings for you, especially when you are free. And that is another, if you like, property of the human soul. the capacity for free will given by the divine creator, your birthright. Free will, freedom to do as you choose, so long as it is for the benefit of yourself and others, and not to the detriment of anybody. It's very simple. You know this deep within your being. You know it. And so, Chung Fu has always been an enthusiast for the power of the group. For as you work in a group, your ego gets kind of bashed and worn a little, rubbed into a more, shall we say, perhaps genial and congenial and kind mentality. Who knows what you need? Each one, when you come together in a group, you often find that feelings you've never felt before come up. Then you can follow a practice of becoming conscious at an emotional level, because this emotional consciousness is essential to the creation of groups, to the creation of new spiritual families coming together for the purpose of creating new forms, growing food, understanding how to be off-grid, becoming independent, financially independent, very, very important for all of you to find ways to protect yourselves, look after yourselves, nourish yourselves, and educate each other. So this is important to move towards, even if right now that is just not possible for you. Remember, energy follows thought. And when you are open to spirit, thought follows spirit. And that is one of the most important things to understand about your spiritual life. That all the time you're bringing your higher self in, you are influencing the thought forms which are in your mind. And as those thought forms become refined and aligned to the divine, that creator power enters into you. You start to have feelings which are a little different. You want to live your life for a different purpose, to create beauty, truth, love, harmony, peace, compassion. Most of you here already have that intention, but perhaps you don't know what to do to create that in these present circumstances. And that's why I'm talking to you about it today. Understand why I say connect with your higher self, connect with the divine, call your guides and helpers, make it very clear to the universe, to all the beings of light already listening to you, what your intentions are, what your desires are, that you are here to serve, that you are inviting connection and reaching out for connection. It is your choice. You do have free will. However, I remind you, you have free will in the divine plan, in God and Goddess. You have total free will to join all the ascended beings and deities in creating a new way to be, to understand yourselves. But you also can be entrapped, understand. That is why I'm speaking to you today, that you may become very vigilant about not getting trapped into negative thought forms, into fears, into aiding those who, being very conscious, even though disconnected from the divine, know how to create. They create negativity, they create fear, they create pain and suffering, conflict, and terrible actions of abuse upon your earth. But they do it with conviction and with power. And you have to understand raw power, raw conviction. That helps you have such a confidence to bring the light in that unified way, with that much power, with that much divine free will. You truly do have the option to be entirely free and entirely connected to the divine source. The beings I speak of, they may be able to corral power and use and force certain kinds of so-called magic, but they will never be truly free. And the journey to come back to the divine, oh, it is such an arduous journey, beloveds. So don't let yourself be taken over by those beliefs that aren't really your beliefs, but are put forcefully forward as though they are true. Ask yourself all the time, is this from God, Goddess? Is this love? Is this lifting me up? Is this making me feel better? Am I feeling hope, joy? Am I feeling the presence of elevated beings in this moment? And if not, which is no crime, because you are human and there is a really big invasion of mind and heart going on in your astral planes. But if you don't feel that this energy is coming from the divine and you do feel a bit stuck, a bit trapped, a bit afraid, a bit shaking in your boots about, do you think they really have the power they seem to think they have? I want you to remember my words. No, they don't. They are using your power. And every time you believe in what they say, and I mean those who are propagating fear, who are propagating medical lies about what's really going on in your world within the medical profession, within so-called governments, within institutions that are purported to protect you, keep you safe. Once you understand, you see through it all, and you just stay inside. You stay, in that sense, quiet. Yes, you can go to rallies if you wish to, but be aware there is danger there. And what you do, you need to do with this protection that I'm talking about here. You put out your light field. You radiate it. You surround yourself with protection at all times. You live in a cocoon of self-awareness, light, and self-protection intention. You have at all times an intention to be connected to your higher self and the divine source. This is like an intense retreat where you have to be inside yourself on retreat and yet present in the world, vibrating a very special goddess, God force, power of light out into the world, because that is your best protection. I know I've spoken about it a lot. You got to do it. You got to actually practice, because these are muscles. They are mental muscles. They are third eye and crown mental muscles. They are also muscles of expression, throat center. They are muscles of emotion, feeling, heart center. They are muscles of power from your solar plexus. They are muscles of intuitive knowing and deep presence in your hara. And you are connected through your root to the earth, through your crown to the stars. And you are needed, beloved ones, to practice, to become powerful on the inside, to bring your focus to where the battle is actually happening, but also where it's won. So on the very inside, you will feel suddenly you just come out into the open and you're free, because the battle in the higher fourth dimensions is won. It is in the lower fourth dimensions of the astral plane, the dream time for you, where you sleep and enter into that next dimension. It is in that lower astral plane that there are many beings starving, who are of the darkness in that sense, who are trapped souls, who are desperate, have nowhere to go. And it is those energies that enter as entities when you have, a bad day and you don't remember, oh yes, I'm having a bad day, and you don't take possession and work to bring yourself back to the light in those moments, that's right, you can get invasion entities that see for a moment your light leaking out, and they make a grab for it, and they hook on, and they try to bring you down to their level so they can feast a little more. Just understand it without being afraid. Just see it as a science. I emanate my light. I'm completely protected. Nothing can enter here. And it takes me 2 seconds to do it, because it's all about the consciousness. It's all about you remembering who you are. Because all negative consciousness is about forgetting, refusing, saying no to the light. So as soon as you say yes to the light, understand there are gazillions of souls helping you at this time. But you have to be in the awareness. You have to call. You have to make that effort. And you will find you're fully supported. And what happens when you do that, because that is so hard at the present time, and that's why relatively few, not billions, maybe a couple of million souls are doing it, and that's wonderful. We would like to get to 1 billion souls. That's 1,000 million souls. We will still succeed without that number, beloved. But it's about you, your connection, you feeling those billion souls with you, like a bank, an army of light just going forward into the dark, embracing the dark, dissolving the fear, bringing over those of mankind who would come with you. Because when you emanate confidence, total positivity, light and joy, you are irresistible. You are the love divine. And what happens also is that those hungry souls who were borderline, they weren't completely gone into the darkness, they can be retrieved with their own will. They have to have their own will. It's always about free will, beloved. But they can avail themselves of your light. But it has to be bright for them to see it, because they are in a lot of fear and a lot of darkness. So that is where you are, beloved ones. So I'd like a few minutes at the end to also do a meditation with you that you can practice, creating this strength every moment, in every way and every day. So it just becomes easy. You don't notice you're walking up and down the stairs. You don't notice, you're doing complex activities that it took you, 20, 30 years, 40 years to learn. This is just a skill. It's a set of inner muscles. It's an understanding of your energy body, of the power of you. And when you don't give away your power. That's not what you're supposed to do with your power. You build it. You make it stronger. You get stronger every day. That's why you're here. This enormous challenge is just perfect for you to prove that you can grow, evolve, become incredibly luminous and strong. That's why you're here now. It isn't all a big mistake. Oh, it all went wrong. I was supposed to be here in the golden age. I don't know what happened. I must have missed my flight. No, no, you're going to be creating the golden age. You got the golden age bit, but it's getting created. And this is the extreme darkness, the end of an era. And often I'm asked, well, when is it actually going to end, Chung Fu? You said it ended. You said we won the war. Why is it dragging on like this? Well, you're going to see. You have to see, you see. Me telling you things or others telling you things. Well, it's like watching TV, isn't it? Or watching a program, Chung Fu says this and let's watch. No. Chung Fu says, let's do. Let's create. Let's develop. Let's become strong. Understand yourself. It's very triggering, isn't it? This situation triggers hopelessness, despair, loss, grief, terror, and just plain anger. Well done. If you have recognized all of that within yourself, well done. Now, it's a bit like, finding vermin in your cupboard. Now you've got to work out how to work with that, how to change that, how to transform your being, how to clean up your act, as it were. Because there are vermin in your cupboard, so to speak, in your world, amongst all that human beings have made that is so beautiful, so wondrous, and that will come back. But amongst there are beings eating away at the very fabric of your life, of your world, even of the ecosystem. Even there are those who are parading as taking care of the ecosystem, but they're actually not. They're not being intelligent, and they don't understand. And very few people seem to realize the earth is alive. You do, of course, but politicians, leaders, policymakers, I think you all forgot the earth is alive and looking at you. And the earth's a lot more powerful than you. And the systems of nature, although you may manipulate them and, think you're very powerful and bring in weather systems and, put your chemtrails there and all of this, I assure you that everything you do will come back to you. And I say that to the negative ones and to you, the positive beings coming to create change. Everything follows the spiritual laws from the heart divine, from Goddess God. There's not going to be a change. That's not going to change. You hear upon your media sometimes, I can look in this brain and see so much. I think this vehicle is trying to understand as well as you all. And they say things such as, they're going to lock you down forever. They're going to take away all your rights. They're going to do this. No, they're going to try. But it's against the spiritual law. So they won't succeed. But in the law of karma, or we can call it just the law of causes and effects, exactly as I say, everything you do comes back to you. So within the mix of all that is going on, I assure you the divine law is completely, 100% accurately operational, just using this set of circumstances. So you do have in your world those who have committed terrible abuse. There's still those who are committing terrible abuse, but there are also those who are coming to, in that sense, experience abuse, who have also committed horrendous abuse. So there is a way to understand the universe and the divine law operating all the time, where you can just come down and relax in the perfection of the divine plan. So long as you do understand the facts, if there's a cliff edge, it's a cliff edge. You're not going to run at it and rush over it. You might crawl towards it and have a little look, but you're not going to be jumping because you're not a bird. And the same, you're going to be very understanding of all the truths about the dangers that you are facing. You're not going to run over the cliff edge, and you're not going to allow yourself to be led by fear. You're really going to be meticulously observant of your emotional body, because that is the law. You taking responsibility for you, combined with your free will, that is your divine nature. But if you're not responsible for you, and you have things running that are damaging, that are painful, that are fearsome and fearful, if you're in that paradigm, well, then you need to stop. And you need to work on those places. You need to come home to yourself and understand your own pain. You need to help yourself heal that pain. And that's such a big statement. It's a lot. But of course, I'm always here to help you with that process, because that is a very important process. You getting to know your own pain, you turning around and looking and caring about you. This is the first step as you heal yourself and take full responsibility. Then you find you are in a healthy relationship with the divine and with your free will, and that everything you desire to create is in alignment with the divine plan. You just realize I am part of the divine plan. So of course, everything I desire to create and bring forward is part of the divine plan. And more I go forward in the confidence of my vision. And the positivity builds and builds and builds. And then you get a bad day and you think, oh no, all that work I did, it's all in the bin. I don't even remember how to be positive. I'm devastated. I'm on the floor. I'm broken. And again, I want to put that thought form ahead of time for you, that when that happens, it's a little bit of you is going to remember. You're going to remember, oh yes, of course, there's something I'm obviously needing to look at here. I'm going to keep my consciousness awake, even in this terrible pain I'm feeling. And I'm going to look. I'm going to really be brave and see what has terrified me, what has crushed me in the so-called past, which I have brought now to be present in my body now. And understand that simple fact that if you can just hold that awareness while feeling the feeling, while having great compassion at the same time for you, you have just fast-tracked a whole process which could have taken you a year of talking therapy. And that definitely empowers you deeply within your heart, because knowing yourself, it's like the stepping stone to your empowerment. You cannot be empowered if you don't know yourself, or you can't reach a part of yourself. Because what empowerment means is full presence. And so those places where you have fears, pain, memory of abuse, ill treatment, injustice, what's there is an awareness of pain. What's there is a truth, but it's not your higher self. It's not your divine presence. It's a hurt human being. It's a memory of pain. The reason it stays there unseen and unknown is because you haven't seen it. You aren't aware of it. And this is what positive affirmation and mantra does. It creates enough strength in your emotional body for you to be able to look and see what is hidden, what you hid away when you went strong enough to look at it. And it is this very awareness and consciousness, this ability to own up. Yes, I'm afraid. I'm actually shaking in my boots right now. And I love this small place. I love him, her. I'm just going to sit here and just be aware that this fear is in my body and it's releasing now. And I'm going to breathe in the strength of gazillion spirits and beings of light and beings with great spiritual strength to support me through this portal of initiatory healing. Because that's what it is. Healing means becoming whole. When you see and take responsibility for something that was hidden, but it was in you, you become more whole. That's how it is. This is a journey of reclamation, of retrieval, of rebirth. This life that you've chosen to live now is a life of great initiation. Because for you to get through these trials, remaining healthy, remaining positive, remaining full of love, remaining generous, strong, hopeful. For you to do that, you need the power of your higher self. You need the divine presence. And so we know, those of us looking in from the ascended realms, we know when you've been through the portal of darkness and pain, loss, fear, all the way to terror. We know you've been through that because of the quality of your light that has grown as you faced every challenge and made it into an initiation of empowerment. So that sounds, I'm sure, very logical to you, but I'd like to hear any questions you have before I do a little meditation for you. If you have any questions about the practicalities, it's all very well, that's very nice, but, if you have situations that doesn't make sense for, or you don't feel you could work with, well, by all means, ask me questions. The most important thing that I'm bringing really today, and that is all your guides and helpers, by the way, I work with, who say that you're either going to come on the call, you will be looking at it, and this is what you need. You need to be reminded of your spiritual elevation, your spiritual power, your true spiritual identity, especially at a time where they're trying to pin you down and in many senses remove your spiritual identity. You need to be very sure of it at this time. So I'm going to listen and see if you have any questions. Otherwise, of course, I'll go straight to the meditation.
So I thought I'd just take this opportunity to say to any new viewers, if you haven't subscribed to the Chung channel, then do give us a little subscribe and hit the little notifications bell, which lets you know of new transmissions and things that we put up on the channel, and help us grow the channel. And yeah, as Katerina has said, which is really nice, 21 watching. Give us all a like, y'all. So yeah, if you do like the video, obviously it goes a lot further in the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, just all together we can help Chung Fu grow his message, grow his reach. So yeah, thank you for giving the video a like, and do give the video a little share to a friend of the family, or to a friend or anybody, which also helps grow the reach of the channel. Um, so if you don't know, we have a Facebook group for Chung Fu's teachings, which is called Teachings of Ascended Master Chung Fu. And if you haven't joined the group, do come along and join and connect with us on there. And I promised I would ask a question from the group. It's a little bit of a pressing question because it involves a small child who's struggling. So I don't actually have the name of the being or the mother, but um, the question is from Cami Schwenk in the Teachings of Ascended Master Chung Fu group. Hope this is an appropriate question or space for a question. I have a dear friend whose 4-year-old daughter was recently diagnosed with white brain matter disease. This friend is wondering if anyone knows anything about the use of the following mushrooms to support brain health for this child. The mushrooms are willow bracket and lion's mane. If it is something you are familiar with, do you know of an extract or particular recommended brand or dosing for this? I am also curious if any of you know of good healers or healing modalities for this child, since this is a scary disease with typically not a very good prognosis. Much love, thank you.
Peace. I know of the lion's mane, but not of the other one. And I cannot really advise for dosage because all preparations are different. I would say to you maybe to contact a Chinese herbalist because I think that they will know the answer to your question. Looking at this being that you are bringing forward here,
Just to say, for that, Dragon Herbs in the USA are very skilled Chinese herbalists.
yes, peace. Thank you, Jerome. So I would like to recommend to you a method that is very extraordinary, in fact, a miraculous method used especially on children, very, very powerful and successful transformations have been achieved. And it is been, you could say that I've known about it forever and it's been used forever in many senses, but in your modern times, um, the lady Lynn
McTaggart.
McTaggart, thank you. She has written about this in The Power of Eight. But I just describe it very simply to you, and I really do recommend that you take it up and find a group for this child and start immediately to visualize the right brain coming into cohesion and to understand this is um, a type of degenerative disease, and it's come down the bloodline, and it was actually to do with vaccinations done um, in previous generations. And so this is something that has come through the DNA, um, but you could say it's unintentional. It's a side effect, very unusual side effect that has come forward there. And so I'm just saying that the lineage of it goes back, as I can see, to a vaccination in uh, in one of the ancestors, one of the previous generation. So I go back to the Power of Eight and to the method that I would recommend you use. I'm going to combine it also with an ancient Tibetan practice many of you may know, the Tonglen practice. So the thing is that the power of human love is second to none, and especially the human love of those who are aligned to the divine source, those who are spiritually aware and have faith in their hearts and are open to divine presence, bring an even greater power to the group. It's very, very simple. It's to visualize that child with a perfect brain. And if for that you need to have a little look at the diagram, a picture, an anatomical picture of the brain, then by all means do so. But you can also trust the spirits when you say, I see this child with a perfect brain. I see all the disease leaving the brain. I see the dark cells and the dark matter dropping away. I see light coming into the brain, filling the brain, bringing healing power. I see this child happy, running everywhere, so happy to be released from this condition. And every person, and you can refine that and you can talk about how you want to do that visualization and come to an agreement as a group, or you can just send out, this is the visualization. Please do it every day at this time. I recommend every day. Lynn McTaggart does it every week. In critical cases like this, I think every day is appropriate. It's bound to be some family members. That's very good. And if you have got some healers to add into those family members, that's wonderful. It's very simple. You're simply seeing that child well, running around, perfect brain, everything's beautiful, smiling, happy, and you're seeing, obviously it's around the child a lot of happiness as well. And so that is one part of the practice in between, and that it's always done at the same time, as close to the same time, but preferably at the same time, the whole group. And the other part of the practice is the Tonglen. So I would say that you leave 3 minutes at the end. It's a 10-minute practice, 7 minutes. You visualize the child receiving all the love and light you're sending, and that love and light going into the brain. And you make that simple affirmation. You speak the name of the child. I see the child receiving all this love and light, and I see the brain coming back to normal size, to normal function. I see all the darkness leaving the brain, and I see light pouring in from the heart of God is God. Of course, if you are in a different faith or religion, you pray according to your own deities. The most important thing is that you are the link from the source of love, healing light. You are the ones creating that bond that's coming right into the physical and going to the child. And when there are 8 people, there can be more, but I advise not more than 12. And that 12-sided figure, again, very powerful. 10-sided figure, very powerful. 8-sided also. And the very least, if you're very short of people, is 6, the hexagon. These are powerful figures that potentize energy as you send it and keep it boosted all the way. Then the other part, and this practice, of course, can be used by all of you, is a very powerful practice. Very simple, doesn't require any knowledge, just requires a lot of love and a determination to do it at that agreed time. So it is a dedication. It takes more than 10 minutes because you have to be there, set it up, light a candle, and then, of course, you get right into that presence, and it takes you a little time to come out. So you need a half an hour. It needs to be 10 minutes before, 10 minutes of the meditation, 10 minutes to just relax afterwards.
So just to say, Sally has a Chung Fu, Sally has a client soon. So
I'm just going to finish with the Tonglen.
Yeah.
And then we won't take any more questions today then. Is that right?
Basically, yeah.
All right. I'm sure this is very useful for all of you. So, it's good to tell you these things because they are very powerful practices. When someone is not well in your family or in your client base, and you've got, you want to help people, it's good to have group healing methods. They're very powerful. The Tonglen practice, 3 minutes at the end of your Power of 8 practice. Right at the end, you see the child and you see the darkness, the blotches in the brain, and you start to pull them out. You draw them out on the in-breath. Draw all that darkness into you, into your hara, into your belly, and then you make a sound as you release that darkness into the earth. Ah, feel it going down through your feet. And then on the next breath, you inhale the power from the earth, chi, the healing power, and you send that light from your heart to that child. Next breath coming the same. You do it 3 times. You absorb the darkness into your belly, and you sound it out into the earth. Oh, you really let it drain out of you. And then on the in-breath, pull in the new power, fresh energy, and send it. And do that one more time. So these are the gifts for today to help you deal with everything you're dealing with, and this gift especially for the child. Blessings and peace to you. And so we don't have time for that was like a meditation, I suppose you could say.
Yeah,
we have to end, do we?
Pretty much. I mean, we can do sort of 10 more minutes if you want to do a short meditation. But I thought I would just say, because there's some questions coming in about common law and about working. So what I would say, which is what our family have done, is check out solutionsempowerment.com, sign up with the yearly subscription fee, and from there they will offer you upsells. They will offer you basically what they offered my mum, which is they offer you all of the pre-prepped
I don't
documents.
think you can guarantee that. Just get
They
involved.
normally do. They sort of do send out these promotions, but basically, in a nutshell, just just sign up to Solutions Empowerment. It's $100 a year, and they basically send you the anti-vax forms. I've gone and said it now on the live, so we'll see what that does for this video, because yeah, they're doing big clampdowns on all of this, so we have to stand up for our rights. We have to do what we need to do. So we do need to study common law. It's very important. So that's what I would suggest to do. And yeah, just get involved with Solutions Empowerment. Sign up, start the process of sending out your letters. Basically, they'll guide you through the process. Yeah, peace. And RE our courses, Caroline, I have posted a link in here. um, but normally the Shorby link, it's like a little thing that a little page that we put all our courses onto. It's normally in all of the descriptions of our videos. Like once I upload the video, I normally put all the information back inside the description, if that makes sense. So copy and paste that URL into a search browser, and it will take you to a page where the Rainbow Warriors course is not yet on there. Sophie has created a link to buy it, but it's not yet in the Shorby link page thingy that I described, but it's going to be up there soon. So yeah. All right, and thanks for coming today, and we'll see you again soon, I'm sure.
So,
So a
Tara.
short meditation, and then we'll have to pop along.
So there's a lot of overwhelming information for you. There's so much to deal with. It's a lot. But what is so important, as I said to you, is to grow your power on the inside, your faith in your divine nature, your faith in the goodness of you, in the fact that you're surrounded by beautiful beings. The practices, create in your life simple practices, nothing too complicated, just that connect you to the source in your conscious mind. You are connected, but every time you affirm it, make a statement, I am the living spirit within, it gets more powerful. So that is what I am going to do with you today, just a short self-empowerment meditation for use at any time, but especially when you're feeling a little bit insecure or a little bit doubtful, sitting in your chair and just relaxing, breathing, finding your breath, opening your heart to the divine presence that is right here, always. For you are emanating from the divine source. You, I am the living spirit of the divine presence incarnate in this body. Each and everything that I think, feel, say, and do is for my highest good, and for the highest good of all those who connect with me. I am safe and protected and surrounded with powerful light beings. Within me is the deep knowing of the truth. I am always in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. I am beloved of all the spirits. I am beloved of Mother Earth. I am beloved of all my guides and helpers, of all my allies. I feel them around me and embrace them with my love. I give thanks for this life, for this body, heart, and mind. I give thanks for this opportunity to transform myself, to become stronger and ever more present with my divine essence, higher self in this body. I give thanks. I give thanks for all that my soul shows me, all that is revealed within me through my feelings, subconscious mind, sensations. I give thanks for the wonder of the vessel that I am. I give thanks for the overlighting protection, love, blessings, peace, grace and beauty, wisdom, inspiration, healing and compassion of the all-in-one divine presence, the very essence of my being deep within. And so it is. Blessings and peace.
Blessings and peace. Now you're going to hear a little bit of a clatter because I'm covered in crystals.
And Jerome has a wonderful course he's going to be bringing out. I've heard some of it, and I have co-created it with him, and he uses many crystals. So wait for that, because that's going to be such an incredible experience for you.
Yeah, I'm absolutely covered in shungite. Oh, I've just seen someone pop on here the live, and I'll just take this opportunity to say I haven't forgotten to send your essences, and they're gonna get sent out very, very pronto. But I've been basically I ran out of one of them, and I had to wait to get it in before I could send it out. So yeah. All right. So thanks everyone for coming, and thanks for giving the video a like. I see we've had 14 likes, so do give the video a good like and a good share, and we'll see you again soon. Blessings and peace.
Great blessings. Farewell, dear one. See you soon.